Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds. Tonight, we're going to be talking about just general chit chat, myself and Naj. Football chat, Liverpool chat. We're going to maybe talk about a bit of history, why we got into Liverpool. Maybe we'll talk about football as a whole. Why football brings us all together as fans, and it is so important that right now in times that we're in, I think being together and being a part of a nice community and people coming together and looking out for each other, I think it's very, very important. And this is what I want to do tonight's stream. This is what I want to do tomorrow morning stream as well. Is just people to come in and just chat, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Talk about football as a whole. Talk about Liverpool Football Club. How you got into Liverpool? You can tell us about how you got into Liverpool. Who's your favourite players? What do you remember being a kid, being a Liverpool fan? Me and Naj are very, very football oriented. I know that for a fact. Myself and my family, I grew up from my dad, been a Liverpool fan from my dad. Naj exactly the same. He's grew up around a football family, and football's in our blood. Both myself and Naj both play football as well as watch it, as well as live it, as well as breathe it, and obviously talk about it now. This is why I started talking about this channel, because I absolutely love talking about Liverpool, love talking about football, and I want to give you guys some really, really good content on here. I want to not just give you the news and transfer news. I want it to be a place where people really come in and enjoy and embrace the community and enjoy talking about their favourite club and football as a whole. That's what I want to do. So yeah, let me know in the chat what your thoughts are on your history of football. How did you get into football? How did you get into Liverpool Football Club? Naj, first of all, mate, how are you? How are you?
Hot.
Yeah, it's very, very warm today.
Very hot. 3 t-shirt job today.
I mean, I've literally just changed my t-shirt to come on stream. I mean, I thought, show wear this. It's too sweaty. I need to refresh a little bit. So yeah, it is very, very hot in the UK right now. Anyone that lives in the UK will know that for a fact. But this is probably normal weather throughout the world. In many countries in the world, this is the norm for them. For us, it's like we rarely get this sort of weather, but we've actually had it quite a lot in the last at least a month.
Yeah.
There's been some days like this all the time, yeah.
Makes up for the last 3 years, though, doesn't it? It's not been sunny for the last 3 summers, so it's been rotten.
But yeah, Naj, Liverpool Football Club. Where does your love for Liverpool Football Club come from? I know you've spoken to me about it a couple of times.
Like my family, like my granddad and my grandma as well, to be fair. Like my dad's parents, they're all from Liverpool, dad's side. And yeah, they grew up being Liverpool fans, not far from Anfield. I mean, to be honest, I've said this before. Like my granddad grew up like not far from both. Well, I mean, they're next to each other, like Goodison and Liverpool. But like my granddad used to have one brother that supported Liverpool and one brother that supported Everton, and my granddad was the youngest of like 10 or something like that. So he was the baby, and then he used to go to both games, and then he used to go because obviously his brothers, and that was like sort of what they used to do, and then they ended up he ended up like supporting Liverpool more, like it's just like just sort of liking them more and stuff. Yeah, and then I don't know if they won the league when my granddad was a kid. Liverpool, I can't think if they did, but he used to obviously always talk about like Jimmy Case and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is
that his favourite player?
My granddad's from when he was probably younger was probably Jimmy Case, yeah.
What about your dad's? I want to see if it's similar to mine.
My dad's like 80s, 90s, so like it's sort of like era, if you know what I mean. Like he obviously grew up in the 70s, so obviously seeing quite a lot of the success, whether it was young and being young, but like his sort of like era was like 80s, 90s, you know. And yeah, my dad's got a few. My dad's got a few favorite players. Like he used to really like Kenny's an obvious one. Barnes. He used
Barnes,
to like
Barnes, my dad's. Barnes, my dad's. He absolutely loves Barnes. Well, no, I think it's Gerrard now. It was Barnes, but it'll always put Barnes up there with Gerrard, if that makes sense. Yeah. It'll always say something about Barnes, but Gerrard is his favourite because he watched what we watched was Gerrard. He cannot be a favourite. But yeah, Barnes up there for him. I think he likes Lawrenson as well. I like Lawrenson.
Yeah, my dad used to like.
Bands.
My dad used to like Lawrenson as well, and not Lawrenson, Hanson. He used to always really like Highway. Like he always used to all my family used to go out Highway. Like, oh, Highway.
Yeah.
And I always remember when I was a kid actually that I got like all the. I've still got them somewhere, but I can't find them. But I mean, I could probably just watch it on YouTube now. But I remember when I was about 7 or 8, I used to have like a little box TV in my room, like a little one with the DVD player on it, and I got like all the discs of the Champions League finals burnt onto like discs. So I used to go back and watch them like from the '77 all the way up to obviously 2005 was obviously when I was a kid, but I used to go back and watch them all. Like I think I had like 1 or 2 like FA Cup finals and stuff like that on there, but it was family absolutely football nuts. Like absolutely.
I remember a specific VHS I had. FA Cup route to FA Cup final. I don't know which one it was. Was it like 1996 or 1997? I can't think what it was. I'd have to look back. I'd have to look back at what it was. It was like a route to the final. I don't know if we even won that final. I don't remember winning that final. I just remember, the route to the final ones used to get on VHS, and I always remember it was the year we had the green and white squares.
Was that 94 or 5?
I don't know when it was, because we had Fowler and McAteer, and I could watch that. I could watch that VHS back, right? I could watch that. In fact, I want to YouTube this. I want to actually YouTube this.
Yeah,
sort of YouTube out there. I need to watch this again because I remember those commentary because I used to watch it often.
Yeah,
I used to have a little pool table set up, so like a plastic pool table set up in my bedroom, and put that on and watch it.
Yeah,
and I always remember specific commentary. That voice in my head, that voice of the commentator, will stick. Like sounds stick and smells stick.
Yeah,
that voice of that commentator and certain things he said, like he said something about Mac Attack because it was McAteer and McManaman.
Yeah,
and he said this is the real Mac Attack or something like that. I always remember those words. I always remember that.
You know what? It just triggered a memory there. Like I remember one player that my dad, like all my family loved, absolutely loved, and was Souness. Like they absolutely like off. He was. I mean, they didn't like him for the sort of what happened in the newspapers and stuff like that. But when he was playing, he was unbelievable. Like, but I think it's quite interesting now because I'm sort of like getting to that age where like we're sort of the players that I watch when a kid are retired. So like it's sort of or retiring, shall I say?
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in like I'm in like the age now where like I've got like 2 eras of like my favorite Liverpool players. Like I've got like the Benitez era and then like the Klopp and Slot era.
Yeah.
But I'd say like I can't remember who they are. I can remember like bits and bobs, but like not much to really like go. Oh yeah, I remember that. I can remember like things and stuff like that. But yeah, like it's like now it's weird, isn't it? Because you get into the age, you're like, oh, they're retiring. Like
the players are younger than us now. The players are younger than us. That's weird. I've always been the same age, or they're older than me. So you're like when you look up to them, it's like you're looking up to them. But right now, we're sort of like I saw. I know a guy, a lad called Marvin, and he does like podcasts and things like that. And he was speaking about it on his TikTok the other day about like he met. Obviously, he did something the other day with. He has very, very good connections in this sort of industry, and he did something with like Ian Wright and Martin Lewis Skelly. And it's like it's weird how I'm coming in here. I'm like 40-something years old. I'm looking at Martin Lewis Skelly like I'm looking up to him. Like why am I looking up to him? I've been on this earth longer than he's even been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
it's really weird that we're looking up to players that are younger than us now. It's a very, very odd stage of our lives, but I wouldn't change it for anything. Like it's just they are incredible. They are relied on a lot to give you some happiness for the week.
Yeah,
you don't realize it.
I mean, like I was like that. Like this age now, I'm sort of looking at is like my dad that already had me by this point. Do you know what I mean? Like at my age, I'm not that old, like, but my dad already had me by this point, and then I look at it now. Like my dad's had that. Like this sort of like the Gerrard was like sort of my salary era now. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like my dad's because my dad obviously was alive. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? Your dad was obviously
Yeah.
growing up in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm me in the two, and then like at that age, Gerrard's his favourite player. Then it's so weird now to think about it because like I say, about Gerrard obviously is my favourite, and then Salah. It's like they're my two favourite players, but it's weird, isn't it? Like we'll be saying this, we'll come back to this in about 20 years time. Like, do you remember that lad?
Guys at home, right? We'll be doing this when we're 72. Right, we might be different, we might be different, whatever, but we will be doing this when we're 72. We'll make sure we do as well, because we'll be looking back at this and we'll look at another era where players are completely different now. In fact, football ability is completely out the window, because football ability has dropped off massively from my point of view from 2000s. It's more physical, more worked on manager tactics a lot these days. So maybe in like 30, 40 years time, given us where his age there, that when we're doing it when we're 72, maybe football and built is just out the window completely. It's just all about running around. Just going to get into a couple of chats. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you are joining as well, also Jake coming here. Brendan Rodgers filling attacking side with Suarez, Sterling, Sturridge was amazing to watch. That season, the 13-14 season, obviously when we missed out coming second to obviously the Gerrard slip. People say the Gerrard slip was the reason why that wasn't the reason why we dropped. We lost that title. We went into that game against Chelsea with the wrong mindset and the wrong way to set up. And Jose Mourinho just did a defensive masterclass.
Yeah,
and that's what Mourinho did. But yeah, I think that's certainly that year, and that. I know Brendan Rodgers gets a lot of stick, but that was a really exciting team. That is up there with in terms of excitement and watching a team play football. That was up there with Klopp for me.
Do you know what I always say though? I always say, like, now looking back on it after 8-9 years of Klopp, I'm extremely glad we didn't win that league. It sounds weird saying that because we would never have had the success.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So,
it's a butterfly effect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good.
Well, if we did win that league, Brendan Rodgers wouldn't have gone. Therefore, wouldn't have got Klopp.
Yeah, and then we'd have been stuck with Brendan Rodgers for 5 years
without Suarez. Bear in mind.
Oh, imagine the play.
Imagine Suarez under Klopp.
Oh, it'd be so good. I always say this. Someone asked me a question this like months ago on a live stream, and they was like, "What two players would you take from when you was like?" I think it was from the Rodgers era or something like that. They were saying, "Oh, it was Rodgers and Benitez era. What two players would you take?"
It's an easy answer.
And I was like, Suarez and Gerrard, 100%.
It's an easy answer.
I was like, would you not take this? No, them two.
And it suits us right now as well.
Yeah.
Because we need a striker.
Bell him up now. Get him back.
I think Suarez would be perfect right now. Guys, hi guys. Hope you're well. Hope you are well as well, Mark. I would prefer Rodrigo Ekitike than Isaac for Isaac Price. We almost get the other two. I think depending on Rodrigo and Ekitike, depends on prices as well. I mean, if you look at Ekitike's price, we were talking about that prior to this, £86 million. Not on this earth am I paying £86 million for Ekitike. Rodrigo is a strange one right now, because obviously Real Madrid wanted him, then they wanted to get rid of him, then they wanted him, they wanted to get rid of him, and that seemed like they are wanted to get rid of him. I'll be very surprised wanting for Rodrigo, if I'm honest. But yeah, we will definitely at the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, we're back to normal transfer news, latest news. We'll get it all up for you guys and talk about the latest news on Diaz, Rodrigo, Isaac. There's a lot to talk about over the last couple of days in terms of transfers. So yeah, we will be getting back to that at the weekend. Obviously, going back to that Sturridge, Sterling, Suarez, either the Naj, I'm just thinking like front threes. Obviously, Mane, Firmino, Salah is probably one of our greatest front threes. But it was back in '90s with front twos, wasn't it? Really front twos. Even like in the 2000s when it went to like Cam striker, he classified as a two. Yeah. Which one do you think has been the best? Because obviously you got your Mane, Salah, Firmino. Then you got your Sterling, Sturridge, Suarez, very, very good as well. Then you got your Gerrard Torres as a pair, because that Gerrard Torres as a pair was frightening.
Yeah, it was good, very good.
Especially that season when we beat Man United 4-1 at Old Trafford. Season, was that the same season where Gerrard scored a hat-trick against Newcastle?
Where is that the game? didn't we play Newcastle away? I remember this. Like, I remember watching it on TV when like Gerrard plays an outside of a foot past the
Drop of the shoulder. Drop of the shoulder. That is sensational. The guy didn't even touch the ball. He just dropped his shoulder, and the keeper went, "What?"
You know what? I was thinking this the other day, and you'll probably agree with chat. Like chat will probably agree on this. Like, it's a good question. Now, what Premier League club do you think Liverpool scored the best goals against? I think Newcastle.
Ooh. That is a question.
Good question, that, isn't it?
That is a question I've never heard anyone ask.
Good question.
You've got to really think about it. We do score quite a lot against Newcastle. As in, like, Gerrard, the certain players scored against Newcastle. Gerrard always scored against Newcastle. So he always comes up with a banger or something at some point. Who's the best team? Wow, that is a good question. Everton's got to be up there, you know. So when I'm thinking Everton goals, I'm thinking McAllister, Gary McAllister.
Yeah.
Gary Mac goal. I'm thinking Salah, Pukas Award.
Yeah.
I'm thinking do you remember the Coutinho goal where he took a few players on and killed it into top corner? That was against Everton.
Gerrard hat trick.
Gerrard against Everton. Sturridge was it Origi in the cup? That was a good goal.
Yeah.
You remember when we dropped everyone in the cup and we still beat them? We're like the kids out.
Curtis Jones, that was a good goal.
Curtis Jones. Yep.
I'm stuck on two teams, and one of them you've not said, and I think you'll probably agree. Chelsea. Now think of the goals Liverpool scored against Chelsea.
Ooh, Sturridge, Henderson, Salah.
It's got Gerrard scored absolutely banger against them once. We're checking goals like
that. You're asking me now. I'm trying to think of Gerrard's goal against them. Did Morales score against them? No, I didn't. I did.
Morales scored against Chelsea.
Ooh, did Torres score? Did Torres score his first goal for us against Chelsea?
Torres debut where he drags it round.
That was a good goal.
Belhaim, and it goes slots it in.
Jake's coming here with he said Man City. Jake said Man City. He's also said Salah 2021 insane run. Yeah, Man City's a good one. Ox in Champions League. Coutinho. Gerrard scored a good one against Man City as well on a half volley. That was when he was getting older on in his career, when he had a half volley.
2014, that wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah. It's a weird question, isn't it? Because
really.
Another one comes into it who'd not really had that many appearances in the Premier League. Is Norwich, like just Suarez alone.
It's not Liverpool against Norwich, is it? Suarez against Liverpool. I mean, he's got a whole catalogue against Norwich. John Ruddy must have been just fuming at some point. Like, I don't want to play him anymore. I just don't want to play him. I'm trying to think of like when I was younger, because Newcastle, obviously, Colin Moore's goal against it. I always think of good games against Newcastle. So it was a good game against Newcastle.
Yeah, very good.
Regarding goals, that's a question that
Gerrard scored like a really good free kick past Shea Given, didn't he once? Remember, where he bangs it and it just
where he laid it off.
Yeah, he lays it off and he
absolutely smacked it. Yeah.
Torres
scored quite a few good goals against Man United.
Yeah.
Gerrard in the cup. Risa.
Yeah.
Benteke's overhead kick.
Salah's dink.
Any Salah's goals against Man United? Yeah. I mean, any of the 7 goals that we scored against them the other year, they were pretty good. Most of them pretty good. Yeah.
It's a good one.
There must be someone there that have got an absolute catalogue of goals. There must be someone.
I mean, Salah's got, like, obviously against the Big Six, what's it, like 90 G&A against the Big Six or something. It's ridiculous. Absolutely mental. But I think Salah scores a good goal. Like, obviously he does. I think that's a good question, actually. Chat, who's Salah's got the best goal against? That's a good question.
So it's basically who's Salah's best goal.
But he's definitely scored some. He's scored some really good goals against Everton.
I'm just thinking of I don't think that was a Puskas goal, by the way. What he did score.
No,
it was a very good goal, but it's not a Puskas winning goal.
The other one was better against Chelsea.
Yeah, the Chelsea one. That I was just in a pub where you actually sit down and have a Sunday lunch. I was sitting down on Sunday lunch and I screamed. The whole pub looked at me. It wasn't even a pub. It wasn't a pub that you just go and watch football. It was on the TV whilst I was having Sunday lunch. And I just acted like it was in a pub, like a random, when everyone jumps together. I was the only one jumping in the pub. I had a few claps in the background, but it was just me. Yorkshire flying everywhere, gravy hitting everywhere on the face.
I was in the Brookie after. I think I played that day. I remember because I was with my mate from football at the Brook House in Swiftdown. It's got had a big screen on, and I just remember it. And like we just scored literally about a minute or two before it, didn't we? And then he just did that, and everyone was going mad. A bit different to yours. You throwing your Carberry all over the place.
I won't allow it. I think that pub closed down, Not so long after. I used to think it did. It's like a Chinese buffet now. It's in Leeds. It's at the top of Leeds. And it used to be a pub. It used to be like Sunday lunch. Used to have a Carberry. I think I've ruined it. Turned it into I turned it into like a proper beer fest club because of trying to treat it like a football stadium. But yeah, I do. Everton again. There's a few goals. How about this for a question then? What's the best goal you've seen scored against Liverpool? One that you just have to go, fair enough.
Martial's debut.
No. I could never, ever go fair enough for that. There's not with Martin Tyler's commentary alongside it. Not a chance. I almost threw up.
It's got to be one of the shittest goals scored against us. But
not the same day as Benteke is over red as well.
Yeah, same day. I was watching Liverpool, believe it or not, in a pub which had I don't remember that. It was absolutely steaming. It was horrible. They had these
was it Jagielka that scored an absolute worldie against us? Was it Everton that scored the absolute
Jagielka?
It was Jagielka, wasn't it?
I'm trying to think who scored a really good goal against us.
One person I always remember when I was little was Tony Boas.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But it was a belter.
That was a cracker of a goal. Literally, the power on that shot. It was literally the middle of the goal as well. But that power on the shot, keeper couldn't even react. I don't know who in net. Was it Festival or something like that? I can't remember who was in net.
Best goal I've ever seen scored against Liverpool. Messi's free kick against Alisson.
Ooh, that is up there.
It's got to be. It's got to be the best.
That is up there.
Best keeper in the world. You put it in that much space in the top corner. One of the best free kicks I've ever seen. That I just went, fair enough. That was a goal. You don't really see. Do you know what's weird? It sounds weird. This I think it's obviously the way football's gone, and there's not many people that can do it. McAllister has got it in him; he can hit one from range. Salah as well, but you don't really see bangers much. Do you in the Prem?
No, not anymore.
Not Marmoush scored an absolute.
Yeah, John Terry's actually spoken about it. I've seen John Terry speak about it about football not being as good anymore. It's not as exciting anymore. Not the players aren't as skillful anymore. They don't get banging shots anymore.
Yeah.
And you do rare, like Mamouche, like I said there. But back in the 2000s, and people these days that didn't watch the 2000s football, they'll say, "Oh, you did nostalgia moments and things like that." Go back to watching those goals of the month, and it's like goals of the season. Goals of the month is like goals of the season.
Unbelievable. Do you remember Bentley's where he just banged it?
Unreal goals in that game alone. Did Darren Bent score a good goal? Was that the 4-3 or something like 5-4 to Tottenham?
Yeah.
Do you remember who was it outside at foot? Who was it for Chelsea against Arsenal? Outside at foot. Was it Etienne's? Do you remember that outside at foot?
Remember Matty Taylor scored an absolute worldie.
Yeah. Didn't it happen two times that weekend? I tell you who scored a good goal against us. That Tottenham one. Halfway line it was.
Oh yeah.
Who was it? It was the same week. That same weekend, Matty Taylor scored that for Portsmouth.
Etienne, who scored for Chelsea. That's the one.
Yes, he scored for Chelsea against Arsenal. Yeah, I was like, who was it against for Tottenham against us? It was like a halfway line because there were two goals that weekend the same. I'm sure it was Matty Taylor for Portsmouth. And we're like, oh, that's the goal of the season. And then he scored that against us, and he's like, oh well, that's goal of the season now.
Was it?
It happened the same weekend.
Was it Bentley?
No, it wasn't Bentley. Was it defender? I've got long hair in my head. Did they have long hair?
Can't remember. That was like Martin Yol era, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an absolute unreal goal. And it was the same weekend. It was the same weekend as Matty Taylor. I'm sure it was the same weekend. Because I remember Matty Taylor scoring it on the Saturday. And I think this might have been I don't know. I don't know if it was a different time, but everyone like, oh, Matty Taylor's goal season. Then he literally scored that same weekend. It's like, well, no, that's a goal season now. It was someone for Tottenham against us, and it was like, it was halfway line. It was definitely a halfway line.
Trying to go through players. Nico Cranshaw was that.
It wasn't anyone obvious either.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cheat, guys. If you know in the chat, let me know. But I don't want to go on Google and cheat. I want to remember this. Pedro Mendes used to score a few bangers as well. Hitzelsberger was known for bangers.
Huddleston used to score bangers.
Huddleston, yeah. He used to score like grass cutters, didn't he? Huddleston.
Yeah.
Never left the floor, hardly.
You know what? It's weird, isn't it? Like this, what like I don't know. Like I'm a bit like conflicted. Like I love football now, and I love football when I was a kid. I do think it's a rarity to see you don't really see like Ronaldinho goals, and you know the one against England, and you know where he like flicks it up and I mean it's all got Ronaldinho. He's a special player, but you don't. What I'm trying to say is you don't see that as often now. You don't know if someone scores like a goal from outside the box, everyone's like, oh my god, like Yamal scored like standard Salah goals, doesn't he? And then everyone's like, oh
yeah.
I was like, Salah does it every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's very rare that players are that good at it now. Like I mean, when we signed McAllister, he's a big. I was so grateful for signing him for the reason is he is not scared to hit him outside the box. And
yeah.
Goals he scored, like he doesn't score a lot, but when he does, they're absolute.
Yeah.
But like I think football now, like with sports,
do you think players are scared because they've probably got the ability to do it. Do you think they're scared because it's going against the manager's tactics? I think it's too focused too much on tactics. Keep the ball.
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Like I'd say this season, Liverpool's shot more outside the box than they have under Klopp. I think I would definitely say that. I mean, you know, we've seen McAllister towards the end of the season, left foot, top bins, and you know, we've seen Szoboszlai score goals outside the box this season. Salah score goals outside the box against Brighton. He scored another few as well. He scored for West Ham, didn't he, as well, outside the box? I can't remember. He scored a few outside the box. Gakpo, a few outside the box. I think it differs on manager. I feel like you look at some teams and they just try and walk the ball in it. We've been guilty of that in the past. I will not say we haven't. But I think it's always like percentages, isn't it? Like if you put the ball across the 6-yard box and there's 3 your players and 4 their defenders, the percentage of you getting on the end of it from a good cross is higher than someone hitting it for a crowd of players. But I'm on the side of, so what have you hit for a crowd of players? It might still go in. Do you know what I mean? It just take a deflection, does the keeper and goes in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Sports science a lot to say with it now. I think that's why players don't do as many skills and everything's a bit more physical now. Like I feel like maybe in 10 years' time it'll reverse back again, and then we start.
Yeah, I'm hoping it does because it's like it's too deep now. Football. Yeah, it's become too like you're looking too much at like stats, too much at things like that, too much at. And I absolutely love looking at stats. I mean, last season I had a season going on here where we did look at stats, specifically at stats, you know, on here. I like looking into the stats, but we forget what football is all about, and it is literally about watching it and enjoying it and expressing yourself as a footballer. I think diving too deep down into, and like I said, stats lie. Stats only tell you so much. You could say, "Oh, look at." Just give me an example. Let's pick out.
I use a good one. Not at the minute, right? His quality of goals are brilliant, but people are like, "Oh, but he only scored 8 last season." But he's also very good. He's a very good winger.
Yeah.
But like going past the point of he's not afraid to take anyone on. He goes past people. You know, that for me, like I actually think he's a good player, and people sort of look past that like, oh, he's only scored 8 goals. Yeah, but he's a good player. Like
and it's the fact that people actually run their opinions through the stats. They'll look at a football opinion online, right, and then they'll say, "Well, why do you have that?" Well, look at your stats. Fuck the stats for a second. It's like saying, like, "Oh, I'm trying to think of just a random player, say a midfielder, just picking a midfielder, not any midfielder, just a midfielder, and they've got a passing stat of like passing accuracy of like 99%. It's like we've got to get him. Look at the passer, but where's he passing it?
Zubimendi.
Anyone can sit there turn around and pass it back to your defense, you're going to have an high passing rate. If you look back at Henderson, for example, he had a better passing rate than Coutinho.
Yeah.
But where his passes making differences what Coutinho will pass it. You can't look entirely into stats. Stats play a big part, and they look good. I'm not a fan of XG. XG just gives you like you should have done better with your chances or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just think people. I think people are scared to have real football opinions.
Yeah.
When I see like transfers, I said to you, I don't know if I said it into the group message earlier. People talk about transfers and say, well, if our board think is a good player, then I'll think is a good player. Or if this guy said this, then I think that.
Yeah.
Can you not have your own opinion?
Do you know what? It's a good point you made, and I'll take it on to Ekatike. I know everyone wants to talk about it and stuff like that. I put a video out yesterday on my own channel about Ekatike, and I was like, you may as well keep Nunes. And what I meant by that is, Ekatike, yeah, he's actually a good footballer if you watch him. And yeah, his stats look good this season, but I don't think he's the right fit for Liverpool. And and people are like, oh yeah, well, back Edwards and stuff like that. Yeah, I do as well, but
yeah.
Pounds and the way he's played in bigger games, I'm not interested in him. I watch Isak, and there's no comparable thing here, apart from they're both a striker and they're over 6 foot. But Isak makes Van Dijk at times look like a human being, and not many players do that. And that's what I mean. Like, is Ekatike going to make them players like no? But yeah, he's still a good player, and stats do help. But I think what are people looking at with the Ekatike thing is, look at his stats this season. Look at his stats this season. Yeah, but his stats this season are great. Don't get me wrong, they're great. But look at the previous 3, terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like they're good to go together. Like stats and watching a footballer, I think are just they go hand.
Yeah.
People,
I like looking into them. I do like looking into them. I like talking about them.
Yeah, like a stat I really like, and people go, "Oh, why do you like that?" It's like take-ons or dribbles, because I think that's like a very key thing in football. Especially if you're a winger / striker, attacking midfielder, Florian Wirtz has got an absolutely ridiculous take-on thing, and like people know that he's a good player. And like even if Florian Wirtz got like, let's say he gets 10 goals and 10 assists next season, that's good, by the way. Nothing like he's done in the Bundesliga. That's
yeah.
But if he takes on and gets past everyone all the time, that's all I'm bothered about. And if he passes the ball through to Salah, whoever we've got up front, and Diaz or Gakpo or whatever, and he's making them passes before we score and stuff like that, that's all I'm bothered about. Like, I want, and makes the team better. Like, it doesn't really matter. Szoboszlai is he gets so criminally underrated. He makes Liverpool better when he plays. If he doesn't play, Liverpool aren't as good. And he does all the running. And he gets into them positions, overlapping. And I think, if you watch football and stuff like that, stats do mean something, but you've got to watch it as like not an individualism sometimes. Like, you got to watch it as a team, isn't it? Like,
I watch it like a player.
Yeah.
I watch it like a player.
Yeah, but I mean, you watch it as like
yeah.
And I think that's what people get a bit lost in now. I think, you know what it is though? It's like all the media outlets push it, don't they? Like, they push the stats and they push
because they know people fall into it, and they know people are going to click the view. It's all about, like we've said before, all the media cares about is clicks, interactions.
Yeah.
And if stats is the new thing, if stats is the new thing to be clicking, if people are going to jump on it, then they're going to push it.
Yeah.
They'll push whatever they can. I mean, look now, they're getting more like content creators now. They never wanted to do that. You see, like the Sky Sports doing Saturday Social and things like that. They're doing that because it's a popular thing.
Yeah, and it's like that's the whole thing with Ekatike. I do think he will be a good player, but I just don't think he's going to be a good player right now. I don't think he's good enough to be fit Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's not physical enough, and the Premier League is the most physical league on the planet. And I think if he comes, he'll get eaten up by it. I will seriously say that. And that's enough for Ekatike. I'm not talking anymore.
I've seen a few people. I've seen a few ex-footballers talking about. I can't remember who I saw today. I saw someone talking about it today. Was it Joe Cole? I've got a feeling it was Joe Cole. Someone like that, and they said, like, why are you telling me about running stats. I don't know if it was John Terry or Joe Cole. I don't know. Well, it might not have been any of them.
It
They
was
said, like, we're talking about running stats. So if you want a runner, have Mo Farah or Usain Bolt or something like that. I can't think who said it.
It was Roy Keane.
Roy Keane, was it Roy Keane?
He was like, He was like saying about like, I think it was Roy Keane, but it was
I
like,
don't know if it was Roy Keane.
It was someone who said it, and he said like, "Oh, I'm not bothered if you've run like."
Yeah, if you want a runner, go get Mo Farah.
Yeah.
And it's got a point. Like, we need physicality, we need runners. But what are you like on the ball? I think it was someone talking about who was it? I don't think it might. Was it an ex-player? I can't think. I think you were talking about PSG.
Yeah.
Beating Real Madrid the other night.
Yeah.
I can't think who was talking about it, and they were saying, "Look, if look how skillful these players." I don't know if it might not have been about PSG. I saw someone talking about PSG earlier about how skillful they were. None of them physicality in the middle,
No.
in that midfield. No physicality in them. They're just ballers.
Well, the thing is though, like PSG are the right balance of them two things at the minute. Like
they got physicality over parts of the pitch.
The physicality, and they're also very good at football.
Yeah.
But like Liverpool are the same. Liverpool have got very physical players, but they're also very good at football. Like Real Madrid haven't really got many physical players anymore. Like I've seen a tweet saying like Bellingham made people believe that running around and looking busy is a good midfielder, and there's some truth to that actually. And then he's a good player, Bellingham. I'm not going to say he's rubbish and all this stuff, but
they need a Modric, don't they? Back they need someone like a Modric in there.
Yeah, Modric is like a perfect example of what a midfielder should be, really, isn't he? Like
he's never been physical ever. He's probably one of the weakest players out there in terms of as a midfielder.
Yeah,
but his brain is different level.
Yeah, I mean, it's play smart, not hard, isn't it?
Yeah, and I tell you, Busquets wasn't known for physical. It was very physical, Busquets, but Busquets' brain was on a different level to anyone else on that pitch.
Yeah,
including Xavi and Iniesta.
Yeah, probably not Messi.
Yeah, probably not Messi. But in terms of like, you don't need to be physical in certain areas. You need brains, especially midfield. And this, we don't. I don't see. It's nice to see PSG, having this team. I actually quite enjoy watching PSG, and I appreciate what I appreciate is good football.
Yeah,
good football and good footballers and players that are like Vitinha, like a Ruiz, like a Neves. There's such incredible talents to watch. I love brainy footballers, and this is why strikers need to be the same thing.
Yeah,
strikers need to have brains. You talked about Torres earlier. Torres' goal against Newcastle.
Yeah.
The fact that he had the audacity to just drop his shoulder.
Yeah.
Didn't touch the ball, drop his shoulder, and the ball just literally went past the Newcastle keeper. And it's the drop of the shoulder just saw the player. That's intelligence. That's football IQ.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching two squirrels chasing each other on my fence. That's right, race that. But yeah, I think it is an era of football right now. I hope it can. I am starting to see some more, like PSG team, for example. I'm starting to see some more talent coming through.
Yeah.
Flare wingers as well, like Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, flare wingers. This is what we need to. Jamal's a flare winger. I love to see more flair that we grew up on as football fans. It's nice to see that back. I hope it does. I hope this. We need to keep physical. We need to keep physicality in sports science. I absolutely love it, but we need to focus on being better at football as well. I think that it's nice to see players that are really good at football coming back into football. But yeah, hopefully this season. I mean, Florian Wirtz is another one for me. I'm absolutely excited to watch Florian Wirtz this season because he is a baller, and there's nothing better than a baller. And the thing is with Florian Wirtz as well, he can get around physically. That's why I'm absolutely ecstatic to see him this season. And it's about time we get players like this in the team. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Stu will be back in the morning to talk general chat again, talk about football, talk about Liverpool in general. But our transfers and our news streams will be back at the weekend. Starting Saturday. Obviously live Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And Shage comes in the last minute. Shay there comes in. Thanks. Big up, Damon. And thank you so much, Shay. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing very well, Shay. I just want to make sure everyone is doing okay at home. And like I said, I always say, if anyone needs anyone to talk to at all, anytime, come in the chat. Or you can always go on to Twitter. You can go in, reach out to us on Twitter, reach out to us on TikTok. You can follow Nige on TikTok, follow our Talking Reds on TikTok. Reach out to us. If you need anyone to talk to, I'm always open to anyone needing to talk and needing a place to be. This chat in here, I want to build a nice community for people to come in and feel appreciated, feel that opinions matter. And also, even if you don't want to say anything to anyone, come in and listen. Come in and listen. We want it to be a nice, a very, very good channel in Talking Reds. We want to give you the best content we can. Whether it's be news, whether it be transfers, anything like that. But myself and Naj specifically, I've got big plans for this channel with big ideas, some challenges, things like that. With the season coming up as well, we've got FPL coming back. We're going to have an FPL stream every single week where we could be doing forfeits. Whether the forfeits live on stream or forfeits recorded, we'll be still doing forfeits. So that'll be an exciting thing to watch as well. So yeah, we're going to try make sure the best content is coming out as well out of this channel. And I do appreciate patience and things like that. And it has been a tough period over the last week. Like I said, at Talking Reds, our hearts are always with those that have been affected the most by anything that's happened. And like I said, anyone that needs to talk to anyone, just reach out to us anytime. Thank you for watching tonight, guys. And like Shay said, almost at 1K. We hopefully get back into grinding it at the weekend with transfers and news and things like that. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Join us again tomorrow morning, guys. So Shay, if you want to come on tomorrow morning, you can come on tomorrow morning. Stu will be hosting tomorrow morning, talk about Liverpool football and general stuff. Like I said, the weekend we'll be back into transfer talk and news as well. And also we've got a game on Sunday as well, which will be on TV. So I'll be watching that against Preston. I hope they do. I'm sure they absolutely will do an absolute brilliant job to tribute Jota as well on Sunday. Thank you for watching tonight, guys, and speak to you all later.